Are linking an armed robbery at a Peoria car dealership in which a Corvette was stolen today to a carjacking that happened a day earlier at a Bloomington dealership where another sports car was stolen. The theft of the Corvette happened around 1:40 this afternoon at Auto House of Peoria. State police found the Corvette and tried to stop it, but the suspect sped off, leading police on a chase that ended on Interstate 155 near Hartsburg in Logan County, where that suspect was arrested. Meanwhile, Bloomington police is working with ISP and Peoria police to figure out if that suspect is the same man who carjacked a Camaro from a dealership near Morrissey Drive and Veterans Parkway yesterday around 1:15. Police said the suspect took the Camaro for a test drive, implied that he had a gun, and demanded the salesperson to get out of the car. The employee was not injured, but the Camaro has not been recovered. The suspect's name is not available at this time.